Okay, so now that we have gotten familiar with the basics of Python, it's time to go for the more powerful terms or more powerful concepts in Python. In this video, we are going to understand what are different sequence types in Python. Okay, so basically a sequence type is nothing but an ordered set of data. Till now we have been dealing with individual data. From now on, for these few videos, we are going to handle some of the sets of ordered sets of data. So basically there are three types of sequence types in Python. First is list, second tuple, and third range. So in these sequence types, further they are divided into two more categories. First is called as immutable sequence types, and other one is called as mutable sequence types. So what is the difference between the two? Okay, it will be very important to understand the difference before going for any of the three. Okay. So an immutable sequence type, it is nothing but it is a sequence type which cannot be changed or modified in Python. Okay, so we have been using this till now. Okay, so examples like string, we have used it. Tuple, range, we are going to see what those things are. Range we have already seen in some loops and all. So basically immutable sequence is nothing but we cannot update or change that particular sequence. Okay, whereas the second type, which is a mutable sequence type. Okay, so mutable sequence types are the ones which we can modify or change. Okay, so I know you might be getting confused. How come string cannot be mutable, or how come string cannot be updated or changed? But we are going to see that using simple examples. Then I'm definitely sure that you will understand why they are called so. Okay, so one by one we are going to look into these sequence types and we are going to understand them. Okay, so let us go to our IntelliJ IDEA and try to understand first sequence type in our list, which is again the list. Okay, so a list in Python refers to the exact meaning of list in a dictionary. Okay, so basically a list is nothing but it can be considered as a collection of data, or being more specific, sequence of things. Okay, so suppose if I take one example, so if I take my list as my list, okay, so a list can be represented like this. A list should have square brackets around it. Okay, so a starting one and an ending one, and between those square brackets you have to put the list of items that you want to create. Okay, so a list can be of anything. It can be a list of numbers, it can be a list of strings, it can be a list of classes. Okay, so for example a list could be something like this. Okay, so where it is basically a list of numbers. Okay, so a numeric list could be there. Even a list could be something like this. So I will take another example. So my, I would say names, so my directions, I would, let us say. Okay, so again same thing with respect to strings as well. So suppose if I take it as east, again comma, if I take it as west, again comma, if I, let us just comma, again south, again one more comma, and suppose if I take north. Okay, so here is another list which is having strings in that, so it is a list of strings. Okay, so as I said, list is nothing but it is a collection of data or a sequence of things. Okay, it can be of numbers, it can be of strings, and as we have told earlier as well, a string itself is also a sequence type. Okay, so basically if you consider any one string in the list, it itself is a sequence type as well. Okay, so that you should remember. We can even print out the list similar to like any other variable. So we can print it out like this. So print, and I can print out first my list. Okay, and let us also print out the second list that we have created. So print is there, and my direction. Okay, so let us see what output do we get when I print it out. Okay, so as you can see, it is showing up the list of items that we have created or the two lists that we have created. Okay, so again, few of the takeouts from this point. A list has to be enclosed within square brackets. That is the first thing. Again, the items in the list have to be separated with comma as we have shown. Okay, and the items in the list can again be it can be a number, it can be a string, it can be a class likewise, but generally a list is considered to be a collection of homogeneous items. Okay, so that is a general convention that we may follow for the list. Again, what we can also do is that it is not necessary to have all the or you have to declare all the items at the start itself. You can create empty list as well, and you can append or you can put the items afterwards. So we can even create empty lists in the list. Okay, so it can be something like this. So if I want to create an empty list, it can be created like this. Okay, so just giving square brackets and not putting anything in that, it is also possible. This will create an empty list. Okay, and there is another way by which we can create an empty list. Okay, so new list, I would say one, suppose. Okay, so it can be created like using this constructor. Okay, so these are the two ways by which we can even create the empty list. Okay, if you just print those out as well to see what is being created. So if I first print out my new list, okay, and let us also print out the second list that we have created. Okay, so new list one. Okay, so if I just check the output, it should show me empty lists. Okay, so we can use such lists to create or to put items afterwards in our during our code. Okay, so this is another way by which we can create the list. Okay, and one more thing that we can also do is that as I've told you, this is one of the ways by which we can have list. Okay, so similar thing can be done using this constructor list. Okay, so what I can do rather over here is that we can even put any iterable over there so as to create list out of that. So suppose if I take my name in that, okay, let us see how it will work. Okay, so as you can see, it has created a list out of my given input. So SAMEER. Okay, so it will create a list out of individual characters in the given string. Okay, so these are some of the ways by which we can create the list, we can use the list, we can print out the list. Okay, okay, now let us summarize what we have seen till now. So lists are mutable sequences. So as we have told, the list can be updated or changed. We are going to see that in more detail afterwards. But timing, just remember that lists are mutable sequences. Again, typically they are used to store collection of homogeneous items. So generally, it is a convention that you should put homogeneous things in those lists like numbers or string. Okay, then lists implement all the common and mutable sequence operations. Okay, so there are some operations which are supported by mutable as well as the common sequences. So they are all supported by list. We are going to see that in the documentation in some time. Okay, there you will understand what I mean. Again, an example of a list could be something like number underscore list. Okay, so it will create a list of 1 2 3 4 5. Make sure the list is enclosed within square brackets, and again it is the individual items are separated using comma. It will give you a list. Okay, list of the ordered set numbers which are being given. Okay, okay, so let us also see in the Python documentation what Python has to say about these sequence types. So in the table of contents, here is our sequence types. Okay, so as we have said, sequence types are generally categorized into three types: list, tuples, and ranges. Okay, there are the basic sequence types as they are saying again, and additional sequence types are types tailored for processing of binary data and text strings. Okay, so as we have said earlier as well, strings are also a sequence type. Okay, again there are some common sequence operations. Okay, so irrespective of whether they are mutable or immutable, these operations can be performed on sequence types. Okay, so which are those operations that can be done. Okay, so we have seen these operations in the context of strings before. Okay, so they similarly they can be also applied to lists and tuples and the other common sequence types, other sequence types. Okay, so operation could be something like x in s. I'll just zoom it a bit in so that it will be more visible. Okay, so as we were telling, let me just go back over there. Okay, so as I was saying, x in s. Okay, so it will be true if the item of s is equal to x. Okay, so if it is found, or then it will be true. Okay, x not in s. We have seen these membership test operators with respect to strings. Okay, so it is similarly it can be also applied to lists. Okay, again this is concatenation s plus t. Two strings can be concatenated. Okay, again s of I. Okay, so we have seen these some of these operation in the context of string slicing. Okay, so we have seen how to slice out a string, okay, using step size and all. Again, we have seen some of these functions like len. Okay, so more functions we are going to see as we go along with the course. So mean and max is there. Okay, it will tell you the smallest item of the list, okay, or the string if you are having. Again, max will tell you the largest or the big item in the list. Okay, and some of these things are there like dot index. It will tell you the index, and again dot count, number of occurrences. Okay, so we are going to use them as we go along with the course. Okay, so these are some common sequence operations that are valid for every sequence that is over there. Again, if you just scroll down a bit, they have shown some examples using list. Okay, we are going to see that afterwards. But what I wanted to tell you, these are the two types that we have taken. Okay, so immutable sequence type is there, and again the mutable sequence type that we have told. Okay, so these are some of the operations that are supported by mutable sequence types. Okay, some of them might be there in the common sequence operations as well. Okay, and again if we just scroll down, this is the point that I wanted you to focus upon. So here is the description of list, okay, in the context of Python. Okay, so as you can see, they are saying lists are mutable sequences typically used to store collection of homogeneous items. So as we have told earlier as well, and again using a pair of square brackets to denote empty list, we have seen that as well. Using square brackets separating items with commas. So commas are important to separate out individual items, as we have said. Again, there is a concept of list comprehension that we are going to see afterwards. Okay, and there are the type constructor like this that we can use, but make sure it should have iterable inside it. Okay, so only when you are putting iterable, then only it will be able to create the list out of that. Okay, again in the same syntax, it is showing that it should have the iterable. Okay, so just make sure that you are putting it over there. Again, list implements all of the common and mutable sequence operations that we have told earlier, but list also provide some of the additional things which are not there in otherwise. Okay, so which are those? So there is a sort method in list that is available which is not present otherwise. Okay, so we are going to see this in detail, much detail afterwards. Okay, in the further video. Okay, but timing, just remember that sort method will be there with respect to list. Okay, so I hope you have understood the basic concept of list. Now we are in the further video, we are going to go in the IntelliJ IDEA, and we are going to understand this concept in much detail. Okay, so I will see you in that next video.